For the first mention of a tall, male, lightened figure, we need to go back to 1894, when a mysterious man, dressed entirely in white, was observed in the centre of Christchurch, behaving rather bizarrely, rapid head-shaking movements, body spasming, with what appeared to be a luminous face or mask. Go forward a couple of years to the North Island city of Wellington, another tall male figure, similarly attired in white and testified as to be glowing. He eluded collaring with amazing powers to jump over fences in a single bound, earning him the appropriate nickname Spring-Heeled Jack. The New Zealand public had a Jack to be wary of. 5 years later, they would have a phosphorus man to go with that, described as possessing a strange blue light and wings hidden underneath a long black coat. The stage had now been set for the full appearance of Phosphorus Jack at his old stomping ground. When a teenage girl spotted a strange glowing man appearing at her window, quite a feat given her room was on the second floor, he was staring menacingly at her and just simply grinned, opened his shirt, on which was written in phosphorus, "Doom." Alerted by her screams, her father and brother gave chase, but they couldn't find a trace. Unbeknownst to them, they didn't really have to go far, just a few streets away, and 6 days later, 2 sisters were also terrified under virtually the same circumstances, when what they described as a winged apparition floated outside their second-story window. As it descended past their window, they observed the words, "Meet your doom," on his naked chest. The phantom was given a name, and the public were now on the lookout for Phosphorus Jack. His appearance wasn't isolated to just the city of Christchurch. The New Zealand newspapers in 1905 outlined ghostly figures meeting his description up and down the country. Spirit or man, the public took BJ seriously. The month of April, Jack was sighted in and around Dunedin, sparking manhunts. The sceptical police tried to dissuade the public from taking the law into their own hands, and as well, copycats, as they now risked being set upon. Phosphorus Jack wasn't adverse to domestic travel. In May, a luminous male figure was spotted in farmland in the small North Island township of Potaka near Gisborne. His appearance was so frequent between May and July, the locals began taking the long way around the township at night. The Potaka Jack was also prone to appearing at the end of long straights, rattling windows and tin roofs. At the very same time, reports came from his hometown, the most disturbing of which was a woman who was returning home when she was approached by a man who, without saying a word, opened his coat, flasher style, to reveal. She fainted in fright, and when she came to, a kindly man, finding the distressed woman, offered to escort her home. Only when she got to the gate, the man morphed into the same character, resplendent with the same foreboding message. August 1905 was a busy month. The mysterious one popped up in Wellington with such frequency. The menfolk set about forming citizens' patrols, at times armed. When he pounced upon unsuspecting females, this Jack distinguished himself from the others, blazingly turning up on doorsteps. On one of those occasions, when the door was opened, there was a hairy-chested man with the outlay of a coffin on his torso. Next, Eltham in the Taranaki had a luminous man leap out from the bushes as a car drove by. A week later, and directly across the North Island, a man identified as Phosphorus Jack was spotted at night around the outskirts of Napier. Meanwhile, a glowing figure is observed in the Ashley district, Canterbury. The country's largest city, Auckland, wasn't exempt either. The most unabashed confrontation of Phosphorus Jack's reign occurring on Pitt Street in the heart of the city, when an unsuspecting female pedestrian found herself staring at a bare-topped man with glowing on his chest. By the end of 1905, Phosphorus Jack was now a household name, one that evoked dread. The random nature spread of his ambushes, meaning no town or city appeared to be exempt. He could literally appear in the centre of a busy city or on a country road. Over all those bold encounters and police reports, not one person had been caught. As 1905 closed, Eltham found itself again with the shadowy glowing man in their midst, local men patrolling the streets and back blocks. Then, nothing, not a beat. As quick as a mysterious PJ had appeared, he had simply disappeared. The phantom or high jinxsters seemed to have done their dash. A single report from 1907 met his description. That failed to name Phosphorus Jack as the guilty party. The mental and exploits of New Zealand's Phosphorus Jack now appeared to be over. That was until 2 decades later, Jack was back, swapping a blue hue colour for green on the Coromandel, East Coast, North Island. Described as tall with dark trousers, having a slow deliberate walk, issuing a perturbing hissing noise, he was said to have been the cause of horses in the region becoming skittery. In another testimony from a victim that harks back to 1905, the successor had swapped glowing outlines of coffins and statements of doom with
a crucifix.
One sudden appearance resulting in a young teen having an asthma attack. Locking windows and doors before the sun went down became common practice in the area. Shop sales and tickets to the films all went down as townsfolk decided to batten down and stay close to home. Groups of men roamed the towns, patrolling the shingle roads, armed with bludgeons. The most intriguing thing to happen from the 1927 encounters attributable to this ghostly figure bear a resemblance to the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Speak of something outside the norm, in a country that had only just got used to aircraft in the skies above. These were tales from 3 homeowners about a strange green pulsating glow appearing outside their house, powerful enough to light up rooms. On one occasion, a strangely dressed man in a dark suit could be observed in the shadows of the beams. In parallel with the light, a sound of what was described as being similar to a children's toy, only much louder, accompanied by rattling windows and slamming doors, which stopped as quickly as they started. Which I'm now sorry to report was where the trail went cold, ending the story of the mysterious Phosphorus Jack. This is only my 3rd or 4th dedicated spooky tale. If I can get good feedback from this video in terms of subscribers, likes and that sort of thing, my intention is to dedicate a monthly video to this sort of content, the darker kind, and plonked in amongst my other eclectic New Zealand content. One of those stories in this genre is
The House at Number 6,
New Zealand's very own Amityville Horror. If that sounds like your cup of tea, do subscribe. Bye for now.